How do you get all this stuff on me?
Good evening. It's Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. And it's my pleasure and honor to be sitting with in Studio 6B a World War II hero,
World War II hero.
J. Jeckovich. I like your Mardi Gras outfit. They came from the Henderson family in Chalmette, Louisiana.
Yeah, and they added some
Chalmette, Louisiana.
What the hell are you putting on me?
Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras.
What are you putting on me?
This is from the Henderson family, from Chalmette, Louisiana. Let me take a picture so I can send it to them. It's Mardi
What's this
Gras.
on top?
No, hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
Let me get a picture, I'll show you. It's from the Henderson family in Chalmette, Louisiana, which is just north of New Orleans. It's a Mardi Gras day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let me show you what it looks like, Mr. Jeckovich. Let's see here, Mr. Jeckovich. You look like a true Mardi Gras partier.
Every Mardi Gras has a king, right?
You're the king of the Mardi Gras.
King of the Mardi Gras in Daytona Beach.
You see it?
Yeah.
Let me make it a little bit bigger.
I'll take this stuff
No, leave it
off.
on. It's the king of the Mardi Gras. You're going to leave it on?
What for what am I leave it on?
It's Mardi Gras today.
So,
And the family from Chalmette gave you that. Let's leave it on. It's only 27 minutes left to the studio.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you take a picture, Mr.
Yeah,
Jeckovich?
I did. Yeah.
oh, you took a picture, take it off.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no, we want. Let's just read it. We only got 27 minutes left.
Huh?
Let's just read it. We only have 27 minutes left. Mr. Jeckovich is from Company H. Get the door.
Okay.
It's Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich believes in the motto, yesterday is history and tomorrow is a mystery. So how are you feeling today, Mr. Jeckovich?
Good, I'm doing good, good.
You're
good.
looking well. You know, tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, and we'll have somebody give you ashes tomorrow
Yeah.
at 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
and that's the beginning of Lent. Are you going to give up anything for this Lenten season?
Am I giving anything up?
Yeah.
I won't eat.
Well, that's not good.
Because you lost 2 pounds
You're,
already.
I lost 2 pounds
you were
already.
151 last month. You're 149 today. And when you went into the service, the military registration document shows you're 187. So you have a lot of catching up to do.
No, I'm not going to 187.
Well, you
That's 200. That's 200 pounds.
No, it's 187. And you have to, you get at least to 160, because right now you're down to 149. Too light. So you have to eat all your 3 meals. You've been skipping meals because you're saying getting fat, but the scale didn't lie. You're only 149. So tomorrow you'll receive your ashes, you'll have a nice mass, and you said you were going to give up eating for Lent. That's not the right thing to do. What else would you give up for Lent? Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, what's your dog tag number?
42965.
Okay, that'll give me the ability to open up the laptop to read some of your book. How many pages again was your book?
Huh?
How many pages?
849.
849. That must have took you a year to write.
No, I don't know. 6 months. 6 months.
How are you coming along with your second book?
I've still got notes on it. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm running out of material. That's why I'm starting over. We're on chapter 1. We're on page 11. And it's titled, A Home, No Home. A Home, No Home. So let me pick up here and see where we left off. I can remember my mother giving me a quart of milk and a hot sandwich for lunch, and the dinner on Saturday. I worked all day. I would put it on a small tray and take it to the back of the stock room to eat it. Was that an SS Kreisky's? When you'd eat in the stock room?
And the candy room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although there was a well-kept, clean cafeteria upstairs in the store, I never ate there. It seemed like the natural thing to do is to eat upstairs in the store. Dick ate upstairs, and at times he wondered why I ate down in the stockroom, where there was a perfectly good dining room with lots of people upstairs. I knew the reason, but I was certainly not going to divulge it to him. As Don, you remember Don, the head clerk?
Yeah.
As Don, the head store clerk, was leaving for the service, Mr. Landis, you remember Mr. Landis?
Yeah.
The store manager approached me about working full-time at the store when I finished school. It would involve training session of 6 months at the head office in Detroit. And if my training was interrupted, when and if I was drafted, I could return to the program after my military obligations were fulfilled. So it basically was taking place during a training in Detroit, but if you're drafted, and when you came back from the service, your job would still be opened.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying, yeah.
Now what are they training me for?
For the store manager approached me about working full-time at the store, SS Kresge's. He wants you to work full-time.
As what?
I don't know. He says they're going to train me in head office in Detroit, and it was interrupted when I was drafted. I could return to the program after my military obligations were fulfilled. Naturally,
23 minutes.
I could not discuss this with my father, and my mother did not think it was a good idea. I would be away from home too much. I thanked Landis for the following week for considering me for the position, but I had other plans, which in reality I did not. He stated that he understood and wished me luck in my endeavors. I started with the store until I finished school. In a way, I missed it more for several meetings. That's SS Kresge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which was the time during the holidays, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, with elaborate decorations and hoopla that the store generated during the holidays. It gave me a holiday sense I never fully realized at home. So it was very festive, SS Kresge's. And he had snow on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
It was nice. I like decorating the store for the upcoming season. The music, constantly playing Christmas carols, and general holiday atmosphere that prevailed during the Christmas. It was probably the only place in my youth that I ever felt that I had a sense of camaraderie. They were just generally nice people, and I enjoyed being around them. So basically you're saying that the workers at SS Kresge were nice people to be around. Good, wholesome people. They were just generally nice people, and I enjoyed being around them. It was a year later that this store chain became the nucleus of the second largest retailer in the country. Our first automobile was a 1936 Packard. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Big monster.
Yeah.
Big hood ornament on it.
Yeah.
Big old car. And that my father had bought from an executive where he worked. It was black in color with a chrome hubcaps and grille. It was in excellent condition. My father was very proud of the car, and I hated it.
Yeah.
Did your father drive?
Never known drive.
Did your mother drive?
No.
So your father bought a car, but he never obtained a license.
Well, no, Stevie drove it.
But why do you think your father never drove? What would you guess?
Well, I guess he didn't think he was capable.
Well, but he was.
Huh?
He was. He was capable. I wonder why. He could do everything else. Wow. My father was very proud of this car, and I hated it. Why'd you hate it?
Well, that was above our calling. I mean, our household was built for Packard.
Steve was the only one driving it, as my parents could not drive. He would take it to school on occasions,
He took it every day.
every day,
Yeah.
and displayed amongst his school friends. Steve loved the car, and it seemed to embody anything he wanted. It was a reflection of his personality. Did Steve drive you to school in it?
Huh?
Did Steve drive you to school in it? Did Steve drive you to school in the Packard?
No, I wanted me, but I know I walked.
You want nothing to do with it.
Uh,
But wasn't it later that your brother, 50 or 60 years later, bought another Packard to restore? And he said he had it in his garage full of newspapers?
yeah, full of newspapers, yeah.
He never restored it.
Never restored it.
Uh-huh,
Fixed the running board.
uh-huh. Wonder what happened to that car.
And he lost interest, I guess.
Wow. On the times you would pick me up from school, I would decline the offer and walk, rather being seen riding in it. Oh, there you go. The Packard was too pretentious for me. I knew it did not fit our lifestyle, nor did it suit or express our family status. A year later, after the previous one became inoperative, my father purchased another Packard. So your father really loved those Packards.
Yeah, he stuck it in the garage.
But Packards back in the 30s were more prestigious than a Cadillac.
Yeah,
Packards were above a Cadillac.
yeah.
The big monster hood ornament had a man holding like a disc, and that was like a racing disc. And that's how the Packards logos were. And generally the Packards had suicide doors, and then generally the Packards had a straight 8 cast iron motor. Yeah. They were big monster, and they were made in the United States.
Huh?
They were made right in the
Yeah,
United States.
Detroit.
Yeah. A year later, after the previous one became inoperative, and they worked on 6-volt battery systems, compared to today we have all 12-volt. A year later, after the previous one became inoperative, my father purchased another Packard. Where do you find this other Packard at?
Probably somebody from work.
It was more luxurious than the old one. This automobile I would use to drive Steve to his first year of college. So you drive him to college to Steve in that Packard.
Yeah.
That's interesting. With Steve, it was another matter. I can recall the summer previous to him leaving for school, he would drive it everywhere he could. He would drive it to the summer job that my father had gotten for him at the administration building where he was employed. Was that
Yeah.
Carbrundum?
Buffalo Avenue, yeah.
That building's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve would also take several of his friends to various functions and school games. We still had the Packard in the garage, and I drove at times when there was errands to be taken care of or pick up my mother for work. We usually walked to church on Sunday, weather permitting. I believe my mother shared the same revulsion for that Packard with me. So your mother didn't like the Packard.
No,
When I left for the service, the Packard was still in the garage behind the house. I believe it. My mother sold it shortly after I left. I wonder why Steve didn't take it.
I don't know.
Okay, chapter 2. Chapter 2. It's titled Books, Girls, and Police.
Most girls and what?
Books, Girls, and Police.
Most girls and police.
Right there.
All right.
You wrote it. Books, Books, Girls, and Police. I was always an avid reader. During the period in which I was working after school, I'd always manage to save a little each week for the purchase of a paperback book that I was interested in. From the time I entered junior high school and to my entrance in the military, I was a member of several book clubs.
Book of the Month Club,
Book of
yeah.
the month. Mother would reprimand me constantly
Yeah.
for being such a spendthrift and receiving so many books through the mail. Boy, what mother wouldn't love a son doing that today? Jeez. Wow. There are times when I return books because they were constant nagging about them. After a while, I'll conceal the books I received and read them when she was at work or not about. When the country got into war in the latter part of 1941, that was right after December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor, 2 days after the United States entered the war, I would collect every piece of information or a photograph relating to it and put them in scrapbooks for future viewing. I probably had 15 or 20 scrapbooks, wow, of the war.
Yeah.
Where are those scrapbooks today?
Who knows? Who knows?
When's the last time you seen 20 scrapbooks?
When I was still home.
So who knows what happened?
Yeah.
Frequent visits to the library were means of obtaining books that I could not afford to purchase. I did not display these books in a prominent place at home, as Mother would admonish me for wasting time reading all the time and doing something useful around the house.
Yeah.
Wow. What mother wouldn't love their son reading today? I enjoyed reading not only for the intrinsic value, but it also afforded me an avenue not always fruitful in obtaining answers to questions. I was looking forward to answers. Reading gave me that opportunity.
Yeah.
So you're always curious for answers.
Yeah.
Wow. Some of the books were alleviated some of the anxiety of not knowing, and which caused no end of delight and pleasure, were numerous and varied. What must be kept in mind is that these books and writings that greatly influenced me at the stage of my development between 12 to 17 years of age acted as a precursor to the advent of the Second World War. Much of what the author spoke about I had experienced in some small way. Through Tolstoy's War and Peace, I was grateful to receive insight in my reality at home. Although the characters and plots and subplots were at times complex and demanding, I could perceive much of what I read. As I had no person I could relate my situation to, Tolstoy's unraveling of his characters afforded me that avenue of transference. I read it into its entirety the summer before I left to the military. In Outline of History by H.G. Wells, do you remember H.G.
War of the World, yeah.
Yeah, he stood the world on end in the War of the Worlds. I became acutely aware of the single most important factor. History must be studied on individual levels and not as complicated mass of dates, names, and places. Rather, you must feel a part of it as a realistic attack on human problems. Okay, do you want to take some questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of questions came in. You feel up to taking text messages?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, these are from people around the country, so if you don't want to answer some, maybe they're off the wall, I don't know, but don't answer them. Mr. Jeckovich, what's the kindest thing you ever did for a
What was the kindest thing I ever did for a stranger?
Yeah.
Fix his car, tire out of his car.
Good. Always remember, be kind to strangers. You'll never know when you might be entertaining an angel. Be kind to strangers. You'll never know when you might be entertaining an angel. What distracts you most every day?
What?
What distracts your day mostly?
What distracted me?
Yeah, what distracts you?
I get steered away from what I was trying to do.
Mr. Jeckovich, have you ever judged a book by its cover?
No.
No. Do you like your age? Do you like your present age?
What?
They're asking, Mr. Jeckovich, do you like your present age?
My age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, October 17th, and this year, 2025,
10 minutes.
Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100. Hear that door knocking? He's knocking on the door of 100. Yeah.
Pearly gates.
The pearly gates. Mr. Jeckovich, what countries have you visited during World War II?
I've visited every country in Europe, except Italy. I was in Italy for a while, yeah.
Mussolini didn't have a good end. They hung up his bare ass in a gas station and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Mussolini was a true dictator, a horrible human being.
Yeah, he was buddy with Hitler.
Yeah, buddies with Hitler. They didn't have a good end. Mr. Jeckovich, what do you think about men that want to be a stay-at-home dad?
Stay-at-home dad?
Not working, just stay at home.
There's something sick about him.
I like your direct answer. That is so fucking nice. That is so refreshing. So you think they're pretty sick, huh?
Huh?
You think they're sick then, they're
Yeah.
not working, yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, they seen you with the hat a few months ago on the TV here. Are you a hat person?
A hat?
Hat person. You
No,
like to
no,
wear hats?
no. We'll had some wintertime.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, what do you like on your toast?
What I call it toast?
Yeah.
A little butter.
Okay, that's it? That's all you like? Mr. Jeckovich, how do you feel about growing old?
How I feel wrong.
How do you
I never think about it.
That's nice. That's a good answer. Mr. Jeckovich, by the way, a couple months ago stated he blinked his eyes at 20, he was 100. That's how fast life goes by. So boys and girls, it's a short dance around the sun. It's a short dance around the sun. So enjoy every day. Wow. Uh-huh.
What time you got?
Just a minute.
7:30. I said, yeah, we were early, yeah.
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Mr. Jeckovich, do you brood about anything?
Brood?
B-R-O-O-D. Do you brood?
Feel
about-
bad about it? No, no.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, is it external or internal beauty that's more important to you?
Say again?
Is it external or internal beauty that's more important to you?
Internal?
In someone's heart, how they feel, or the way they look? What's more important?
It's their personality.
Okay, beautiful. Mr. Jeckovich, are you an optimist or pessimist?
I'm in the middle.
Mr. Jeckovich, you talk about being in electrical school at Trott Vocational High School in Niagara Falls, New York, and all the times you worked with electricity. Were you ever electrocuted?
No,
You never were electrocuted?
no, no,
I
no.
thought you said with a pipe.
Oh, I sat on that pipe near the sink. I grounded myself.
Mr. Jeckovich, you talked about several weeks ago that as a boy you made rubber band guns.
Yeah.
How did you make them?
We put a piece of 2x4 about 15 inches long. Get a nail, found a nail on the bottom. That's your trigger. And then you put a rubber band for a tire for the car. Put one end on the end of that thing, and then put the other one in the thing on the front where you had to squeeze in. And then when you want to shoot, you just push it like that. Pull the finger on the nail.
The nail. Were you a pretty good shot with it?
Well, no, it was when you shot it, the rubber band's real light, it just full.
Did it sting?
Oh, if you had got hit with it, yeah.
Who'd you play with? Your brothers?
Yeah, I played a couple of kids in the street, yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Cops and robbers.
And so where did you get their inner tubes from?
Old tires.
Old tires? Uh-huh. Mr. Jeckovich, how do you deal with shallow people?
What do you mean shallow?
Shallow people, people that are just like flighty. They don't really,
Try to overgrow them.
yeah. Are you still close with any of your childhood friends? Your childhood friends?
Oh, that one, Johnson was, yeah.
He was a nice guy?
Well, yeah, but I found out he's a big bullshitter.
Ah.
He was doing this, he was doing that.
Mr. Jeckovich, what type of blood do you have?
AB.
That's pretty rare. Mr. Jeckovich, at 100 years old just about, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going?
Yeah.
My heart.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, do you believe in miracles?
Not really.
Okay. Did you ever fail a subject in school?
Fail a subject in school?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, that science class, Mr. Figler, yeah.
What happened?
Well, I turned my test in, and he said, "You got to do better than that, John." He was a demanding guy. Can I take this off?
Yes, sir. Just put on that chair there.
Huh?
You just wanted to show the people from Chalmette.
Yeah.
Then we'll get the beads off later. We only have a few minutes here.
Just under 3.
Okay, now what about Figler? We'll get off in a minute.
He's a demanding guy.
Yeah? He was a what?
He's a demanding guy. He wanted to know exactly what he's teaching.
Did you end up working with him in Kimberly, Clark?
Yeah, and then he come to work summertime as a millwright.
Ah. So it's kind of funny to see him at work.
Yeah.
I wonder. And he asked you why you were there, right?
And I said, "I'm working. This is my livelihood now." He said, "You didn't go to college?" I said, "No, I guess I never got to it."
Mr. Jeckovich, should it be mandatory that people graduate high school?
High school?
Should it be mandatory that people graduate?
Yeah, they got to have 16 years to go to college, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, this family in Tampa, Florida, their cat just had a litter. Would you want one of their kittens?
The what?
This family in Tampa, Florida, their cat just had a litter. Did you want one of their kittens?
No. Chicken?
No, kittens.
Kitten?
They have 4 or 5 kittens.
No.
Is that a definite no?
No.
Make sure we send them a note. No.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Minute and a half.
Is there a food that you loved as a kid but hate as an adult?
Say again?
Is there a food that you hated, that you loved as a kid, but as an adult you hate that same food?
I think it was brains.
Brains?
Yeah.
Yeah. You liked it as a kid,
And because my mother doctored them up a lot.
but right now you don't care.
I wouldn't. Delphine could doctor them up. No.
Oh, she couldn't dock them up? No.
No.
I see.
1 minute.
Mr. Jeckovich, what is your favorite way to spend a Sunday?
Spend Sunday?
You watch football or hockey?
No, I don't like. Winter time, I get out of the creek was closed. I get ice skates out, skate all the way down to Buffalo to Pine Avenue.
And the bridge was low.
Yeah, two low bridges. Yeah.
Minutes, please.
30 seconds.
Oh, well, listen, we have another one in the books. You did quite well. We still have a lot of text messages, but happy Mardi Gras Day, Mr. Jeckovich.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy
want
Mardi
to-
Gras, yeah.
Do you want to have a coffee now?
Oh, Jesus.
No? What would you like to do now?
Huh?
What would you like to do now, Mr.
Well,
Chairman?
what time you got? You early.
35 from Fort early. What do you want to do?
Well, you're not gonna give me any questions out of that
We
book?
ran out of studio time.
Oh, I see.
Studio only gives us